Amalgam comics and their characters may have been lost somewhat to the sands of time as a popular imprint created by both DC and Marvel in the 90s, but they still live on in our minds and in our hearts, and maybe even in our own comic book collections? Welcome back, Nerd Squad. This is Top 10 Nerd and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight. Today we return to Amalgam Comics to count down our Part 2 list of the most powerful Amalgam Universe heroes. Let's get into it. Number 10. Trigger Twins. Northstar Trigger is one of the Trigger Twins who are known as the fastest guns in the West. They are part of the Old West area of the Amalgam Universe. Northstar and his sister Aurora come from the Generation Hex Amalgam comic. Northstar himself seems to possess the power to fly, but it's unclear if he has any other powers, besides being a super fast shot, alongside his sister. Though it can be assumed that both Northstar and Aurora likely possess at least some version of their powers here, but still, perhaps just they're dulled down a lot, and obviously not all of their powers they usually have, they will have. Still, being the fastest shot and being able to fly even short distances in the Wild West would still be considered pretty impressive, even if the list just ends there. The Trigger Twins are a combination of the Bobier twins, Aurora Jean-Marie and Northstar Jean-Paul, from Marvel and DC's old Western characters, the Trigger Twins, Thomas and Tad. Number 9. Dara the Terminator. Dara the Terminator is a combination character of Slade Wilson aka Deathstroke from DC and Marvel's Daredevil, Matt Murdock. Although neither character is female, it seems as though there was a sprinkling in of Elektra, at least in terms of the character design here. I don't know if it's just me, but this design does seem to take some inspiration from Elektra. Dara the Terminator is the sworn enemy of Enigma Fisk, a corrupt mayor. Enigma Fisk once captured Dare and had little devil horns surgically grafted onto her head to make her more resemble the nickname given her of Daredevil. Dare is blind, but is also missing an eye, which was shot out by the villain Deadeye. And I know this is the most powerful list, so in case you were wondering what kind of powers we're talking about a lot of skilled fighting and assassin stuff. Because, you know, Daredevil and Deathstroke. And friends, before we move on to our next spot, just a quick reminder, if you want more Amalgam lists like this list, be sure to let us know by giving this video a thumbs up. Number 8. Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Bruce Wayne might not possess any powers as this amalgamated version, but when has that ever stopped him from being powerful? On part 1 of this list we talked about Darkclaw, the amalgamated version of Wolverine and Batman. Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., however, is the amalgamated version of Nick Fury and Batman, so in other words, all the contingency plans. Bruce Wayne is inspired to join up with S.H.I.E.L.D. after his parents are killed at the hands of Hydra. He works his way up through the ranks and eventually becomes director, which means he also has all the power of S.H.I.E.L.D. behind him. Though some suspect that Bruce Wayne did not earn this promotion, but instead used his family fortune to buy S.H.I.E.L.D. as he aims to use its resources to get revenge for his parents' death, going after their killer, Green Skull. Number 7. Spiderboy. Spiderboy made his first unnamed appearance in Marvel vs. DC issue 3, and his first named appearance in his self-titled comic series Spiderboy issue number 1. He is the amalgamation of DC's Superboy aka John Kent and Marvel's Spider-Man aka Peter Parker. His name is Peter Ross, and his powers are pretty epic and allow him to manipulate gravity. He can use his powers to move himself around, launching himself towards other objects by manipulating their gravitational pull. And he can also use his powers in a similar way to wall crawl and ceiling crawl, and to increase his overall strength, among other things. Honestly, I feel like if you can manipulate gravity, that's crazy powerful in terms of like physics. Number 6. Firebird. Firebird is the amalgamation of Marvel's Jean Grey, once known as the X-Men's Marvel Girl, and DC's Fire, who can turn her body into a living green flame and emits blasts of fire. Firebird made her first appearance in JLX issue number 1. And in case you didn't know, the JLX is actually a combination of the Justice League and the X-Men put together. Firebird was one of the members of the team and has psychokinetic flame powers. In other words, she is truly an amalgamation of the two characters that were combined to create her. Firebird's name is Beatriz Grey, also a combination of Beatriz da Costa and Jean Grey. Amalgamation all around. Number 5. Emerald Eye. Emerald Eye was a short-lived Amalgam character who appeared during Doctor Strange Fate's Last Stand to try and protect and preserve the Amalgam universe. In fighting the heroes of both Marvel and DC's world as well as Access, he brought together more amalgamations, including an amalgamation seemingly of Marvel's X-Men leader Cyclops and DC's JLA member Green Lantern. Although based on the name of this character, it also seems likely that some influence could come from another Green Lantern based character or weapon really, the disembodied eye of Ekron, known as the Emerald Eye of Ekron, which is a powerful weapon that emits a green plasma beam, and made its first appearance in DC Comics back in 1967 in Adventure Comics issue 352. Number 4. Silver Racer. The Silver Racer is the amalgamation of Marvel's Silver Surfer and DC's Black Racer. He is both the Asgardian avatar of death and also possesses the power cosmic, or rather the ability to manipulate cosmic energy. So basically the power cosmic. Sadly, he would go on to become depowered in the Amalgam universe as Dr. Doomsday stole his power from him. However, at the peak of his power, being a combination of both of these crazy strong characters from the big two, he was still likely one of the most powerful Amalgam characters that we'd seen. Honestly, any Silver Surfer amalgamation is going to be pretty nuts, and then imagine combining him with someone equally OP, if not more OP, like the Black Racer, the Agent of Death from the DC universe. Also, he's got skis, which is really the most powerful. If you're a hero and you have skis, I'm just saying. Number 3. Super Mutant. Super Mutant is the amalgamation of Marvel's mutant time traveler Bishop, Lucas Bishop, and DC's Man of Steel and once their Man of Tomorrow, Superman, Kal-El, or Clark Kent if you prefer. He was another creation of Doctor Strange Fate's brought together in his last moments of desperation. Personally, I think these two together would be insanely OP, because you've got the energy absorption and conversion powers of Bishop and just the all-around invulnerability, strength, speed, and agility of Superman. That sounds pretty unstoppable to me. Of course, as this character only appeared briefly, we didn't really get to see what he was fully capable of. Sad face. Number 2. Green Phoenix. Green Phoenix is another Amalgam character who was made during the showdown between Doctor Strange Fate and Access. She is the amalgamation of DC's Martian Manhunter and Marvel's Jean Grey as Phoenix. We really don't get to see much of her in action, but being that she's a combination of such powerhouse characters, it's definitely heavily implied that the Green Phoenix would kick a lot of butt had she continued to exist. With the powers of the Phoenix, Jean, and Martian Manhunter, I'd imagine in most cases she'd be unstoppable. However, before we could find out just how unstoppable, Doctor Strange Fate was defeated and Green Phoenix's counterparts were separated. So, just returning to Martian Manhunter and Jean Grey. And it's because we didn't really get to see that much of her that I have decided, despite Green Phoenix in theory probably being one of the most powerful characters in the Amalgam universe, to hand off our number 1 spot to a character that we do get to see a lot more of in the Amalgam universe. Number 1. Amazon. Amazon is the amalgamation of Storm, Aurora Monroe, and Wonder Woman. She was the first amalgamation character that Doctor Strange Fate reformed to defend the Amalgam universe in his fight against the Marvel and DC heroes in the miniseries DC/Marvel All Access. Amazon is probably one of the most powerful characters in the Amalgam universe because she is a combination of such epically powerful women. Despite the fact that Diana also exists in another form in this universe, Amazon is even more powerful than her, as she not only has the training, experience, and powers of an Amazonian warrior, but also is a meta mutant and possesses her weather control powers as well. So she's just crazy. I'm also really happy I got to put a version of Storm in a top 1 spot. It makes me feel really good. I love Storm so much! Who was your favorite Amalgam hero? Would you like to see the Amalgam Universe imprint revived? Would you be interested in seeing Amalgam's characters come to life on the big screen? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it is time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Newest Batman Characters You Need to Know About Marathon. Martin Contreras responds, "Did not know Bane had a daughter?" Yeah, but it's also kind of a new thing, Martin, so don't feel bad if you feel like you missed out on something. It's all new, it's all new. Vengeance, I think that's her name. She's pretty cool. Demand IQ Phillip comments, "Awesome." Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. We try. We do our best. I've been reading a lot of Batman too lately, so I was really happy when we got to do those lists because, yeah, lots of good Batman stuff right now. Lavone's Bolds ask, "Anyone else enjoyed this video and think this channel is amazing?" Oh, well, thanks. I know I enjoyed writing it, so I hope that y'all enjoyed watching all the videos that were in that marathon. I didn't write all of them, but I wrote some of them, and like I said, I've been reading a lot of Batman lately, so I definitely talked to some people and gave some ideas about characters. So many good characters right now. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I am your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy, YouTube. All over the place today. Okay, let's talk about these Amalgam characters. Let me just tuck this in my pocket real quick. Okay. Can't get those fake steps. None of those fake steps for me moving my arms.